Welcome back, my pre-calculites. We're on to part 2 of our first section of Unit E, and we're using these sum and difference identities. The good news about today's notes is they are very short. There's only a couple of examples that I'm going to do. And basically, this is the match game. Can you match these up? So this first example, you've got sine, sine, cosine, cosine. So you look at your formulas and say which ones are sine, sine, cosine, cosine. Is it sine alpha plus beta, or sine alpha minus beta, or is it cosine alpha plus beta, cosine alpha minus beta? So you look at those four formulas and say which one is it? Well, in this case, this looks like cosine of alpha minus beta. And you just have to decide which is the alpha, which is the beta. Well, you got pi over 3 and you got negative pi over 4. Those are the two angle measures. So you end up with that pi over 3 is your alpha, and your beta is going to be negative pi over 4. So all you have to do is put those together. So you're going to have cosine of pi over 3 minus negative pi over 4, which ends up to be cosine of 7 pi over 12. You just simplify those fractions in there. How did you get the 12? That's what everybody asks. When you are simplifying fractions, you need a common denominator. So you would multiply top and bottom by 4, and on this one you'd multiply the top and the bottom by 3, and then they'd have the same denominator. If you need more help on that, let me know. I'll go through it in detail with you tomorrow. This next one, you don't have something that looks like this one. You have cosine alpha plus beta minus cosine alpha minus beta. What you have to do in this case is you're going to have to expand them out. So if you look at the formula for cosine of alpha plus beta, that's cosine alpha cosine beta minus sine alpha sine beta. So that's the whole thing. For this cosine of alpha minus beta, I'm going to do a minus and then put parentheses so you don't make a sign mistake. Be real careful with your signs on these. So you'd end up with cosine alpha cosine beta plus sine alpha sine beta. And when I subtract this, the cosine alpha cosine beta, those are going to cancel out. And the minus sine alpha sine beta, you're going to be minusing another sine alpha sine beta, so it's negative 2 sine alpha sine beta. That's it. Alright, so there's my final answer for that one. Let's look at this guy, tangent of A plus tangent of B over 1 minus tangent of A tangent of B. Which formula does that look like? Can you find it? You'll see that that's just the alpha plus beta for tangent, so that's going to be tangent of A plus B. This next one, it says derive an identity, derive the following cofunction identities. Oh, don't you remember deriving identities? Oh, it was so much fun. Here we go again. So you've got an x minus the pi over 2. So you're going to use that formula that says sine of alpha minus beta, and for the alpha you're going to put in the x, so I'm going to make it red. And for the beta, it's going to be pi over 2, and you're just going to substitute that into the formula in place of the alpha and the beta. So we'd have sine of x, cosine of pi over 2, and then it's going to be minus cosine of x, sine of pi over 2. And if you remember, cosine of pi over 2, that is 0, and sine of pi over 2 is 1. So this is just going to be sine of x times 0. This one's going to be minus cosine of x times 1. And when you simplify that down, you end up with the opposite of the cosine of x. That's all there is to it for the second part of your homework. So this part 2 was for problems 33 to 55 odd on your homework. And there's some extra examples if you need to see them in the PowerPoint notes on Moodle if you need to see them. Alrighty, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.